Hey everyone, it is Pee-wee here from Definitive Esports, and I'm joined by my co-host An. An, how you doing, bro?
Oh, a little bit tired, but not
Yeah.
too bad.
That's all good. Well, hopefully this episode will make you excited and hyper, and you will be enjoying it and not so tired afterwards.
I think so.
And of course, this is Chobo2Gosu, everyone, which is the show where we pretty much go from the very basics to bring you up to speed on what to learn about the game, what you need to know, and of course how to improve yourself. This episode is number 7. It is CVT, and it is called Watch Out for Those Marines, because as we all know, Marines are broken and OP.
With stim. With
Stim,
medevacs.
a medevacs, a combat shield.
Oh boy.
And in Hardest one, the upgraded medevac.
Oh, even better. Oh my goodness.
Even better.
Even better.
And yeah, so pretty much what we're going to be doing, guys, is we're going to jump into a unit tester, and we're going to go over a bunch of the units, the unit compositions, what you kind of want to do against Terran in terms of micro techniques, tricks, and all that good stuff. And then we will move on to an AI, and we will just smash an AI so we can show you, all those basics combined equal kicking ass.
That's a very nice way to put it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I mean, it's still, this is still geared towards newer players, but hopefully we'll be able to show you guys a lot of, as Pew, as you said, a lot of tips and tricks, and also just basic ways to approach compositions. So this is sort of good if there's a particular composition you just have no idea how to deal with as a Zerg player. We'll go over a couple of those, a couple of the big ones you're likely to see, and what you do. So.
Are you lagging?
I might be lagging a little. Does it seem like I'm lagging?
Okay, no. In StarCraft, for some reason, it's still not fully loaded.
Oh. That's because my internet is terrible.
That is fair enough. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's just being slow today. I don't know. Was a little bit faster yesterday, but I don't know. It's weird around here.
Yeah, I hate it. When it's slow.
when it's slow. When it's
slow,
fast, it's great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bloody hell. Okay, I'm loaded, so I'm just waiting for you now.
Okay, I'm about 3/4, so hopefully it'll speed up in a second.
And that is the end of this episode.
There you go. We're all done. 40 minutes of waiting.
Yeah.
How you enjoying HOTS?
I'm enjoying it, man. I gotta say. The only thing is, though, I find it really hard to implement the new units. I just go on autopilot and start going hot. Wall.
Go wall. What about the Oracle though?
I haven't made one in ages.
What? Oh
I made one my first game, and that was it.
They're so stupidly powerful.
They are, but they seem really situational. They seem really, really, really situational.
They decimate worker lines.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, they decimate worker lines. So frustrating. Oh. People, I mean, it's a big conversation right now. I'm still waiting for it to load, by the way, obviously. But there seems to be a lot of talk on the forums now about, does the Oracle kill workers too quickly? And people have been comparing it to other things. And it's an interesting question.
Yep, and I'm guessing you're in now, because I am.
Yes.
Oh yeah, boy. Alright, so we're in. What's up with my mouse? I got a lot of crap on my mouse, Matt.
Oh,
I hate that. I know. Whatever. I could feel the friction. It's not good.
Yeah,
You can tell I play too much StarCraft. I've
Those
almost.
things matter. Those things matter. All right, so you're gonna go Ling. Should I just go with? You want to start with?
You go. I like just building units.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so we did kind of cover this in the introduction to Zerg episode, if you remember, where we had a bunch of Marines, of course the Zerglings. People should know, of course, Zerglings are melee units. They're fairly fast, especially once they get the upgrades, and of course, they do better in numbers. They're cheap, easy to mass units.
Right.
And of course, the special traits that you have to use to get the best efficiency out of your units. Of course, there's not that many Zerglings, so they will all die, but the goal is you've got to try and surround the unit. So if I...
No, I got juked.
I went straight through you. And yeah.
Too early. Yeah.
You go to carry on. Sorry.
No, I was just going to add to what you were saying in that two different mindsets. When you're playing Terran, you've got the range units, so you people are seeing Pewee sort of move back, constantly moving back, trying to mitigate the damage, and because he can shoot from a distance, he doesn't need to be right up close, whereas the opposite is true for Zerg. Zerg needs to be constantly right up against the Marines, which is why, when you're talking about that surround, if I can get a full surround, I can prevent you from moving, and then I can actually start to deal my damage. Otherwise, it gets tricky for me. I like the Congo line.
You know what I've done, don't you?
Yes. Now I know what you've done.
No.
Took me by surprise the first time.
Protect the leader, boys. Ah, you just ruined my concave.
I did indeed.
Alright, so actually, if you want to build, don't build too many Zerglings. Build like 10, and we'll just show some unit control again. Right? I'm gonna have 4 Marines v 10 Zerglings, and this is gonna show the importance of their melee units and like what a Terran has to do to escape the damage and what you have to do to deal the damage.
Yep.
Of course, like I'm always, as the Terran, I'm always going to try and start a step, whereas Arn is just going to try and surround me.
Exactly.
Or deal damage while trying to surround me.
Right, so Pew is trying to keep that distance as large as he can while still doing damage. I'm trying to get in and find a way to prevent him from moving.
So freaking hard to focus fire Zerglings.
Yeah.
And of course, as we've seen there, a small group of Marines via a small group of Zerglings is always going to really go in the Zergling favor, because there's not that much. For the amount of Marines, there's not that much surface area, so they're easy. You can get in. If there's 4 Marines, you can attack every single Marine, no problem if you surround them. Exactly. Whereas, of course, if we have a ball of 24 Marines, like I have right here, well, first off, this little group of Zerglings get mashed.
But even if I have a larger group, I mean, that's the thing is,
well, yeah,
the effectiveness diminishes for me.
I can't. There is like a rule of mathematics for what this actual thing is. I can't remember what it's called. I remember
effective surface area.
Yeah, like why like 2 Zerglings will beat 1 Marine, but like 100 Zerglings will lose to 50 Marines. There's an actual scientific theory, like that explains the principle of the actual thing.
Interesting.
Like it was someone posted on Reddit before. It was like today I learned, and it was in the StarCraft. And so we have all these. We have a lot more Zerglings now, but still a laughable amount really for this many Marines.
Without speed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without speed. That is a good point.
So as a Zerg player, you really need to be watching those numbers, those Marine numbers, and be careful, because it can be really easy to overestimate how effective your Zerglings can be when you think you have large numbers. But if they have a good Marine force, all that firepower will just melt half your Zerglings before they even get there. We can even make contact. All right, speed.
Yep. So this time, we have Zerglings once again, but they do have Zergling speed, which gives them a nice little boost. It gives them a boost of about 1 point.
Should still need this, I think. But I think it'll be closer.
It's like 1.75 speed increase.
It's a lot.
Oh yeah. And I'd imagine that this many Marines will still be able to deal with this, but there will be more damage to deal. They'll get the surround done faster. I'm ready.
Right. Okay. So you guys saw, I mean, still, sizable Marine force left.
Yeah, I lost 7.
But with that speed, you're able to get into the battle, you're able to actually start the battle a lot faster, take less damage, and it's easier to keep up that surround. Like you saw me trying to surround, and Pewee would move, Pewee would move, try and scoot out, and having speed just allows you to reposition a lot easier. And Pewee's showing off with his micro. Next, Ling Bane?
Yeah.
Bane's without speed?
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so... I'm gonna get combat shield and stim, alright?
Oh,
yeah.
Aye.
Actually, I want to add Marauders. I'll just do Marines. Just to show the difference. Alright, so... As we can see, Arn has some Zerglings and Banelings. The Banelings don't have speed. As most people may notice, most Zerg units you can actually just get speed for those units to make them much more efficient and stuff like that. And the Baneling is one of them. And so I'm getting my little spread going on, because of course Banelings are suicidal balls of acid for anyone wondering. And of course, the bigger the group of Marines it hits, the more damage dealt. So you always want to spread them out, like so. You ready? I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I'm ready. You're gonna win this easily.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Go on.
Oh. I could have microed better there.
Still though, I came out pretty close. But so as you guys saw, when you don't have when you, as a Zerg player, when you have Ling speed, Zergling speed, but you don't have Bane speed, which is, you know, a pretty early game and is standard. You usually get Ling speed first, and right away allows you to scout, allows you to defend easier, and then Bane speed comes a lot later. You need to, you can't just move your army in, because your Zerglings are going to get way ahead of your Banelings, and they're all going to die before the Banelings can do the damage they need to. So, if you saw there, what I tried to do is I moved my Bane to make it easier on myself. I just moved my Banelings, and then I controlled my Zerglings so that my Zerglings are staying right next to my Banelings. So my whole army was together.
We got speed now, yeah? Bane speed.
Bane speed? Hold on, I'll get it in a second. Layer, Bane speed. Alright. And now, Lings are still a lot faster, but, you know, yeah. It's closer. Alright, I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah.
Those splits.
That was a bad split, but still. I have a few more Zerglings this time. If you're wondering, I'm building spot on 24 Marines each time.
Okay.
That's how many. It's like 1,200 resources.
Yeah. Alright, I've got, oops. 36 Lings, gonna make the Banelings.
We have maybe a couple more Banes. Yeah.
Alright, ready?
Yep. Of course, in this position, I have a very good start, but let me just. You ready?
Ready. Go on. See, I'm trying to get, again, with the same thing as we talked about earlier, I'm trying to get the, trying to get us around.
Of course, I'm just terrible at splitting.
That wasn't that split. I'm trying to, with my Lings, I'm trying to get this around so that I can prevent those Marines from running anywhere. And Banes are the ones who are my Banelings are the real damage dealers, especially to that Marine army. So I need to make sure those Banelings connect. So Zerglings rush in. The way I do it right now, and you know this may not be optimal, but I try and have Ling Bane go together in the beginning, right before a fight, so the Lings will buffer some of the damage because the Banes are really weak, just like the Lings, and the Banelings are a lot more vital. So I don't want those Banelings to get picked off. So move the army together. When I'm at my opponent's army, I try and rush the Lings forward and get us around behind, have the Banelings run in. Lots of different ways you can do it, though.
Yeah, there's so many different ways. Ultimately, you always want to surround just to stop them getting away. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Alright, so next, we're talking about. Say again.
I'm just thinking what other compositions. Lingbane is a pretty standard one these days.
Yeah, there's Lingbane. Like we don't really have to talk about roaches so much.
Not so much.
Because roaches are like standard units. There's nothing special about them. But you want to do some Thors, maybe Muta?
Sure, Muta Thor.
We have shown this before, but this is a very important one.
Am I clumping up or not clumping up?
Clump up first and then don't clump up.
Okay.
Alright, so of course we have the Mulisks here, which Arn has, and if he leaves his Mulisks alone, and there we are. Alright, so we can see his Muralisks spread out. If Arn clicks in the center of the Muralisk ball,
yeah, hold on.
yeah, they clump up, yeah?
Yep.
And this also applies to attack, move, and anything like that. So clumping up is not really that good, because there are certain units for the Protoss and the Terran army which of course deals extra splash damage to the air units. And of course if something's clumped up, which the air units do very easily, you just take a ridiculous amount of damage. So here we have a little test. And one more shot. Bam! Ah!
All gone in an instant.
12 meters insta-kill. 2,400 resources. So this time we have the same again, and Arn is going to do something what you call magic boxing, where the mirrors have their formation where they spread out, and then you fly over your opponent's units, and you just press hold, or stop, whichever one you want. And they don't clump up, and damage will be dealt to. As you see, so far he's lost like 1 meter, maybe 2.
2 meters.
2, 3
meters.
3 meters for 3 Thors. That's ridiculously good trade. And that's not even many meters. You have like 12, don't you?
I had 16.
You had 16.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's so much damage dealt for little loss.
For just a little bit of loss. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's there it comes down to control. That's a little control tip.
Yeah, there's nothing really else we need to talk about, is there? Broodlords, they're pretty obvious. Ultras.
Ultras are Sam. I mean, they're sort of like roaches there.
Yeah. There's like Ultras are very specific as well, aren't they? So.
See, I mean, the only other thing I would say is maybe a really quick bling infester, sort of how you
Against tanks and stuff.
Tanks, I was even thinking bio, just how you can. You were talking about locking down armies. It's a good example of how you lock down an army. For tanks as well. Tanks are so annoying.
How big's your army? Let's have a look.
42 lings, 3 infestors. And a couple banelings for...
Yeah, mix and banelings, boy. That's cool.
Alright. So we talked about trying to lock down an army, get yourself a good position. The fungal growth does a beautiful job of that.
Yep.
Now they can't move anywhere.
They can, but not.
They can, but they can't for 4 seconds.
Yeah. And it's like the important bit is to like, you know, if you see a group of Marines, go for the Marines or something.
Right.
Obviously, there's a certain amount that you can fungal growth, so you always have to be decisive about what you fungal growth.
Yeah, and it only lasts for 4 seconds. So as you saw, I laid the fungal down. My units were so far apart that by the time they got there, you can move. You know, the fungal growth is over, and you can move again. So you do need to. You know, you don't want to. You need to be a little bit time sensitive with your fungals.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, medevacs stop things dying. Oh. Never mind.
Oh, you're gonna get away.
And dead. And of course, there's actually. Do you want to show Burrow to infestors against siege tanks?
Sure, that's a good idea.
Or some medevacs and stuff. Build a lot of units. That's great.
Wait, so am I doing just infester? Or do you want me to do?
Do like a full army. If you can. If not, you can just do infestors. Oh. What the hell? That's a bit of a bad. You messed that up then, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Had all the infestors selected, but only meant to burrow a couple of them. Okay.
So yeah, this is kind of like, imagine now there's the Terra and he's chilling, he's defending, or he's containing, and you're like, okay, this is where he is. And you're just waiting, and you're waiting for your opponent to make an attack, and then boom, out of nowhere, all these infested Terrans come in. You go stim, you go attack them. And it's like, oh no, all these beamers come in. I'm not good enough to target fire, but... And then that was a pretty decent trade, and it's like, bam, and get you.
Too late. Yeah, that's a pretty good trade. I should have more wings on my part. No. So there, I wanted to use the those eggs have I mean, they have a little less health than they used to, but they still have a decent amount of health.
Yeah, that's true actually.
And so they're a nice way to buffer for your very fragile lings as you move in, because the eggs will will cause the tanks to fire, and tanks have a slow firing rate, so you can pop a couple eggs, send in the lings, and then if those eggs survive, they also become extra DPS later.
That's correct. And yeah, if you can kill tanks without doing anything but just dropping infested Terran eggs onto other tanks, that's a really good and cost-efficient way to be dealing with it.
Exactly. You're only trading energy.
Alright. Are you happy to jump in the AI?
I think so. I'm just going to send some Hydras your way. But that's just crazy.
What's crazy?
Hydras.
Oh, Hydras.
Hydras and ZVT. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Alright. I think I know the map you want, too. I think it's been enough time that I can guess which one you're going to ask for. Let me pull that up. And I'll bring you in. And you are going to demonstrate to us the power of Zerg.
Oh yeah. Yeah, boy.
Alright, you ready?
I am. I am,
right.
sir.
ZVT, don't let me down. What are you gonna do, Lingbane? Or what are you thinking?
Lingbane. Why not?
Alright. Hopefully it won't take me. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's taking me nearly as long to load this time.
Nah.
Good.
You have a normal HD, right? Hard drive?
Yeah.
You don't have an SSD?
No, I wish I had an SSD. Oh my goodness.
It's probably because of that then, your first game. This game always takes longer.
That makes sense, yeah. That's true, I hadn't played today. I have to admit, I've been playing mostly HOTS recently.
Yeah, man, most people have. It's so good. It's like when the game first comes out, you're just like, oh my god, I gotta keep playing, so much playing. That's it. Like,
I'm in that mindset, definitely in that mindset. Widow Mines. Oh, so much fun.
I tell you what, someone, oh crap, I just accidentally built a drone instead of an overlord.
Drone.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, there's some funky builds, man. Like someone, I think he must have been Korean or something, because he had like an ID that looked Korean, and of course there's no region, so it's a possibility. And he like built a factory.
Yeah.
It was PVT. He built a factory like right close to my base and like floated it up, landed in my main, built
reactor?
No, what are they called? I forgot. The mines.
Oh, the Widow Mines.
The Widow Mines. And he just ran into my mineral line and killed me.
Yeah, I wanted to do that. I actually haven't tried that one. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple streamers do that. Yeah, I was facing Maddles a couple days ago, and
Well, you playing him?
yeah, on the TVZ. You know, we're not like, you know, we're not masters or diamonds or
No.
anything like that, but
Yep.
you know,
he
it was
knows.
it was fun because he tried to bane and bust me, and nearly succeeded, but I hung on and then got. I think I was already up a base. I had a hidden base, and so he just kept sending waves and waves of units at me. Kept sending, you know, waves of Ling Bane, and but I'd got myself up on 3 base, and every time I'd lose my army, but I wouldn't. I'd be able to hang on, and I was slowly able to get a 4th, and then I just went mass Widow Mines with Bio behind that. Because I was, for some reason, I don't know exactly why, I just decided I was going to be a rebel and not get tanks, so it was Bio for most of the game, and then I switched to almost pure Widow Mine, and he just couldn't, he couldn't deal with it. Every time he would try and, you know, defuse the Widow Mine, he would lose like 10 units. And so I guess, oh, it was so great.
I guess that's one of the downsides to being a Zerg. It's like, oh yeah, let me go defuse a Widow Mine with a Zerglin.
Yeah, oh, it didn't go well for him.
No, you need something like Hydras or a Queen.
Well, I was
really.
thinking Hydra Queen maybe. People have been talking about Overlords. The other thing I'd like to see explored, or maybe it has been and maybe it's already been debunked, I don't know, but my thought is, shoot, what are they called? They're the new lurkers.
Swarm hosts.
Yes, swarm hosts. Because the swarm hosts trigger the mines.
Yeah.
They then have a 40-second cooldown. You can send in anything you want to kill it with an overseer in that 40-second period, and you don't lose any units that way.
Yeah.
So that seems like a possibility.
Alright, so as you can tell, I went for a really greedy opening.
Yes, I did see that.
Like they was coming at you with a bit of pressure, so I went for like a 17 pool. Proper greedy that was.
But you did get the. I mean, you are getting a still a decent time speed.
Yeah. There it is.
Of course, you have the Overlords again to scout for positioning. Spinecrawler, I guess, what, just for early defense?
Yeah, or in case I forget later. My hotkey keys feel weird. I don't know why. I think it's just me messing up.
Well, you don't usually play Zerg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Probably all feels a little bit strange, a little bit off. And you've kept all 3 of those in gas. You're gonna go. You gonna go for a fast layer? Or you gonna go for a Bane Nest?
Bane Nest.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me. I totally forgot.
I was gonna say since you were at 100, I wasn't sure if you were going for layer instead. And we see that. There we go. Pew, chasing that SCV back, was able to see the army all the way to his opponent's base, and we're going to see another couple of spines go down, and I assume Ling production very shortly when he actually gets them in.
What the hell? I had more Zerglings than this. What happened to them?
Our forces are under attack.
You have 2 Zerglings on the field.
Our forces are under attack.
I think I'm about to die.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's not good.
I was gonna say, possibly with the drone pull as the Lings pop, you might be able to do it.
Nope. I was expecting tanks because the last time we played. Oh no, I've actually lost.
I mean, I think this is it's a good example of
yeah.
the power. Like it's very easy to overdrone, but it's also easy. You know, the first time you scouted, or the first time you were able to see his army, you had no minerals to stay all
I don't know why
You GG'd because your manner.
Yeah, it's such a habit. Alright, do you want to do that again quickly?
Yeah, let's do that again. that was Pee-wee's warm-up game.
Yeah, I actually haven't played today. Oops.
That's a really easy problem to fall into as a Zerg
Yeah.
player, is to... Oh shoot. Hold on. I thought I could, if I brought the AI in, it would, I'd just make myself a referee, but it just started the game.
Oh,
I hit
that's
join
strange.
game. Very strange.
That'd be why. I hate that. You just feel like an ass. You're like, yeah, and then bam, game starts.
Yeah, I feel very silly. Alright, here we go. Get this all sorted out. Yep, I heard join game. That's exactly what it was. I hate that so much. Rage. Here we go. Yeah, so in that game...
Yep, one button. Yeah, I keep joining parties. Ugh. There we are. Okay.
Eventually we'll get it all sorted out before the end of the episode. Okay. Good?
Yep.
Ready for round 2?
Yes.
Here we go. Yeah, so I mean, Zerg has this very fine line between economy and army, and it makes for some really interesting dynamics, because with both Protoss and Zerg, while you're making army units, you can still make workers. And the general, without sacrificing one or the other, right? Make a marine at your barracks doesn't mean you can't also make a marine. You can't also make an SCV at your command center, because they're two different buildings. Hatcheries all produce larvae where everything comes from. So if you're making a Zergling, that's a Zergling that could have been a drone. If you're making a drone, that's a drone that could have been a Zergling, a roach, a muta, or something else.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's really this interesting dynamic that we see. And it can sometimes bite you in the butt, like we saw last game.
Yeah.
Although I think also money was an issue.
Say again?
Right when the attack hit.
I got supply blocked.
You got supply blocked.
I got supply blocked.
I actually was not checking the supply.
Yeah, I got heavily supply blocked. Like I made like 50 lins, but I was supply blocked.
Okay, yeah, because I saw that you had, I think, up to 28, but that was when the attack was already at your base.
Yeah, I had a lot of lava as well, so very disappointing.
Oh yeah, that's... The other thing we saw is Huey made the assumption that we would see tanks in that game.
Yeah, because that's what we saw last time.
That's what we saw last time, and so if your opponent's going tanks, Huey was preparing for that, preparing for a slightly later game. But because his opponent was only going bio, he was able to hit a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And catch Huey completely off guard. But here we're just seeing the, again, pretty standard play, 15 hatch, followed up by a spawning pool, I assume.
Oh yes.
And an extractor, and queens, and possibly another spine crawler, and then a macro hatch.
Yeah. Yeah, and what also happened, I must have messed up my hotkey in Zeus. I did a few extra Zerglings at the beginning, because I clicked on all the watchtowers, and then they were all dead. So I don't know what happened there.
I know that 3 or 4 lings were all chasing an SUV. It's possible the SUV aggroed a bunch.
Yeah, that's a good point. So once again, I'm playing it pretty damn greedy.
Yeah, pretty greedy, but not
Justifiably,
terribly
I would say.
unsafe. Yeah. In context, it's alright.
So once again, get some speed, that way I can get some nice banelins earlier.
And with the... Are you going to go for a macro hatch now, or what's the 200?
Oh, that's just because I can't spend my money. Pretty much. And wait for some queens, maybe get a little spine.
This is a nice little feature that Pew always does. Yeah, I think most Zerg players do. Because if you get a couple lings out early, you don't have to devote a lot of resources to early lings. But just getting a couple out, you can put them with the watchtowers. Gives you it makes, especially for newer players, having those watchtowers makes it much easier to see what's coming. Makes it much easier to react. You know, pro players can see things at the edge of their screen, the edge of their vision, and consistently, and can react with a lot less information. But you know, as a newer player, when you've got so much going on, you're trying to keep track of. Taking those watchtowers makes your job 10 times easier. Also, the other thing you can do is leaving a ling or two at the front of your opponent's base, or right outside your opponent's base. Again, you know, when they die, you know something's on the way. You know they've got some sort of army. It just gives you more time to react. And as we see, we've already got 8 lings on the way from Huey. He might also want to move his overlords out away from the front of his nat.
Yeah.
Again, that watchtower, you can see what was coming. And he has more than enough time to react. Banding Nest won't be done, but he should still be okay. He's got another Spine Crawl on the way, a little bit late, but it'll be there for a follow-up attack. And those lings are shortly for the Marauders.
Around.
No, that's better. Speed will kick in as he finishes. He holds off the attack, as will the 12 lings. And now he's going to go for a counterattack. Doesn't have to kill his opponent, doesn't have to do a whole bunch of damage. Doesn't actually have to technically do any damage, but he's going to see what he can get done. Because he knows he's just wiped out his opponent's army. So he knows his opponent can't have much. And it's a good time for him to put on some pressure. We saw those Banelings all detonating on the Marauder.
Very bad.
Right, and that's bad because Marauders, Banelings do extra damage to light, which Marauders are not, they're armored. So the Marauders ends up tanking 3-4 Baneling hits. It can tank a lot of Baneling hits.
Oh yeah.
Which means it's just really cost inefficient to use Banelings that way. So when you're in a situation, you're up against Bio, you have your Ling Bang, your Zerglin Bangling. If you can, try and make sure those Baneling hits go off on the walls. Again, he was cleaning up the army behind the army. And behind it, he's getting a macro hatch. Which is a great way, if when you're going Ling Bang, you're oftentimes going to have surplus of minerals, surplus of gas, and not enough larvae. Macro hatch is a great way to make it all fit together. And of course, Pew's also joining up. He doesn't have to. He can put on an aggression as he has been doing, but he doesn't have to kill his opponent right now.
That is correct. I wanted to. I thought I would have, but man, he's got quite a lot of units.
But still, Pewy knows his opponent, or he can guess that his opponent is on one base. He can scout some of the other maps, or sorry, the other bases around here, just to be extra sure. But because the natural is normally, this base right here, the natural is normally the way your second base goes, and he's not seeing anything, and he's against the AI, it's reasonable to assume there's nothing to worry about. He's ahead in economy. And he knows that his opponent, he's been fighting his opponent, he knows what his opponent has, he knows his opponent doesn't have much, so he's in a really good spot. And this will probably be the killing blow.
Oh yes, it should be. If it's not, I'm going to be a little disappointed.
He does have a lot of Marauders, though. Oh,
yeah.
No, you're fine.
There we are.
And, it's not to say that when we're talking about Marauders and Banelings still do damage, can do some damage to Marauders, and if they're really clumped up, it can still be worth it. It's just a lot less efficient, less ideal. As is, you see here, these Banes dying, killing only one SUV. Because of the high cost of Banes in the early game, you almost always want to be doing damage to multiple units.
And that should be it.
Yep, that's going to be good. But just to be safe, Pew's got another 18 minutes on the way. But here's one of the other things I would say about the way Pew plays, GG, and the way most players play. Pewee had this great lead throughout most of the game, but he was still, even at the very end when the game was really over, he was still making lings, still preparing for some unexpected surprise.
Yeah.
Still playing the game through, and that's really important. It's easy, I think, especially when you're a newer player. If you think you think you've won, you think you've got it, to get complacent, and that can, if your opponent has any sort of surprises up their sleeve, that can sort of bite you in the butt.
Absolutely. So there we are, guys. That is the end of Chobo2Gosu episode number 7. So I'd like to thank An for being my co-host and making life so much easier by helping me with these episodes and the series. And of course, a big... Sorry.
No, I was just going to say thank you, and same to you. I mean, it's a lot of fun to be able to banter back and forth, to chat and to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, a big shout out to Definitive Esports and BenQ for helping us and supporting us while we do this show. Of course, you can check them out at BenQ.com and d-esports.com. Of course, D-Esports are a media website, so please go check them out. They do a lot of really good content, and it's definitely worth a look. And yeah, so we'll catch you next week for the next episode. All take care.